Well, good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the M-Bank Arena in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, the third and fourth place game of the BCL Asia East. We're live here as New Taipei Kings will be taking on Pelita Jaya. Both teams had their heartbreak in two very exciting games, but only one of them will leave on their final game with a victory. Both New Taipei Kings and Pelita Jaya coming from very well-respected leagues in Chinese Taipei's TPBL and Indonesia's Indonesian Basketball League. Well, as New Taipei Kings head into their new league, they're now heading into the playoffs, winning their first playoff game yesterday, as a matter of fact. Of course, they'll be heading for Game 2 tomorrow when they do head back to Chinese Taipei. While Pelita Jaya looking to defend their throne after winning the IBL Championship in 2024. But the unfortunate thing for both teams, neither will be qualifying for the 2025 BCL Asia that will be held in the city of Dubai between the 7th and 13th of June. Well, we're going to get set to introduce the players of both these two teams. And I think if you saw the semifinals yesterday, New Taipei Kings taking on their bitter rivals, Taoyuan Paiyuan Pilots. A big rivalry in Chinese Taipei basketball, which did see the Pilots secure their tickets for Dubai. On the case of Pelita Jaya, I mean, this team had nothing to be ashamed of. No Andakawa Prostawa, no Brandon Jawato, no James Dickey, and no most valuable player, in my personal opinion, KJ Buckets McDaniel. But still, they were within 1 point. But the three-point shooting was simply exhilarating from the Broncos, nailing 16 out of 34, and that was the difference in that game. Well, no time to look back. Final game, as mentioned, for both the Kings and Peijie, and both of them will want to end on a very strong note. Well, we'll start with the New Taipei Kings, and coming out as one of their import players, Iboka, who did play some minutes yesterday, now in his second game so far here in BCL Asia East. Supei Kai has been a warrior for this team from the very beginning in the opening window in the Xinjiang Arena. But of course, this team is going to have to really rely on the collective nature. Chris Johnson, former NBA player with the Portland Trail Blazers, Boston Celtics, and Minnesota Timberwolves. But there is the man who many would say is the certified walking bucket, Mike Cash Money FIBA. Well, Big Baby coming out tonight. Juan Poacher has been simply a force to be reckoned with. Definitely, well, there is the veteran captain who did play for Chinese Taipei in 2013 when they did win against China. And Li Jian, who did hit some big three-pointers in the fourth quarter. New Taipei Kings did make it a two-possession ball game against the Pilots, but came up a little too short. This team tonight will be under the tutelage of one great Thomas Wiseman, who back in 1978 started his pro coaching career at Crystal Palace in London. Former Japanese national team coach, but now we'll look at Pelita Jaya. Both Michael Origi and Michael Yesaya coming out, but here comes Chris McCullough, another former NBA player with PBA and Lithuanian LKL experience. Well, Prasida coming from the Youth Academy, now in his rookie debut season, but here's a player who really went above and beyond yesterday. Agassi Gontada, Indonesian national team player. Because he had to play very much point guard role, which isn't his natural position. And Reggie Mononimba, along with Aldi Rackman, the last two players, but here comes Vincent Kosasi, and I kid you not, Andakawa Prostawa once said he's the greatest three-point shooter in the history of Peijie basketball. The return of Reza Guntara after such a long injury, but here's their new signing, Jeff Withy. Once played with the New Orleans Pelicans, and briefly in the Spanish ACB with Serna Bilbao. Well, Chikori McLaughlin, their backcourt player, now playing for his second time here with Pelita Jaya. He actually played for them last summer in Dubai at the 2024 BCL Asia. Well, of course, to all of our fans watching back in Chinese Taipei, Ni Men Hun Hao Wo Jiao Wo De Mingzi Shi Josh Bet and Jayo New Taipei Kings. To all of our fans watching back in Indonesia, Nama saya Josh Bet. Semangat, Pelita Jaya, Punya Jakarta. Let's get this party started. Well, we're now just over 5 minutes away from tip-off, and now it's only right we introduce the three referees tonight. Well, we have Alexei Stepanenko, Daigu Udashima, and Lee Kyung-wan. Of course, three of the very best. Correction, no Daigu Udashima, excuse me, as we have John Kamche tonight. My apologies, Daigu Udashima will be refereeing the later game which will be the final between the Broncos and Taiyuan Pilots. I think one thing you've got to anticipate, the motivation is going to be crumbled. Of course, losing yesterday, but Agassi Gontara will play in the backcourt along with Michael Origi. Not to mention Ja'Cory McLaughlin and Vincent Kosasi will play, I imagine, as the power forward with Chris McCullough, or maybe Kosasi will go inside as a 5, and because we have seen McCullough stretch out to the perimeter. He likes to take his three-pointers, and he had a game of games yesterday with 28 points. Head coach Justin Tatum, of course, knows he's picked up the defending champions of the IBL. Of course, the injuries that this team have had, you got to ask the question, had Coach Tatum had Andakawa Prostow, Brandon Jawatso, KJ McDaniels, and James Dickey all healthy, well, I would say they would have been favorites. Well, Supei Kai will be in the backcourt along with Chun. Michael FIBA will also play alongside Chris Johnson and Wang Po Chu, Big Baby in the starting lineup. Well, Big Baby, a massive fan favorite back in Chinese Taipei. As mentioned, they're heading into the playoffs in the TPPL. And there is a legend of world basketball, the great Thomas Wisman, the former Japanese national team coach, the former coach of Utsunomiya Brex, and go back to 1978 when he coached in my home country, the United Kingdom, for the former Crystal Palace. Well, we're now just over 3 minutes away from tip-off. We've introduced the players, the officials, the coaches. And one of these two teams will win the bronze medal at the 2025 BCL Asia East. Well, to all of our fans watching live on FIBA's international YouTube platform, remember, if you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the BCL Asia draw that was hosted this morning here in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. All the groups are staged, all teams are ready. The champions from Japan, Utsunomiya Brex of the B-League. The champions of the KBL in Korea, Changwon LG Sakers. The champions of China's CBA, Zhejiang Guangsha Lions, as well as the PBA, the Morocco Bolts in the Philippines. We also have the two very best in the FIBA Vassal, Al Riyadi, the BCL Asia defending champions, and Tabiat Basketball of Iran. And our final two teams will be coming from BCL Asia East, Taiyuan Pilots of the Plus League in Chinese Taipei, along with the Broncos of Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia's the league. And if you are watching live on FIBA's international YouTube platform, please give this live stream a like, subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, and make sure you follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, Facebook, and all social media platforms so that we can continue to deliver all the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. BCL Asia, follow on X, Instagram, and Facebook today. Well, a big shout out to the Mongolian Federation, live here at the M-Bank Arena, this venue hosting the league. That is the name of the professional basketball league here in Mongolia, simply known as the league. And both teams who did feature from Mongolia as the league in BCL Asia East competed in a very competitive 6-game series in which, unfortunately, Bishrel Metel came up short against the Broncos. We've definitely seen this venue, magnificent arena, host the Mongolian national team at the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, and they will continue to host many more future basketball events. But for tonight, they're going to host two final games, and that is the BCL Asia East, 3rd and 4th place game, as well as the final. Well, both Ja'Cory McLaughlin and Chris McCullough just had hell of a game yesterday, but you can see where this team definitely missed KJ McDaniels. And while KJ McDaniels may be the most valuable player, definitely in my mind, and you can argue all you want with me, it's no argument, they missed a point forward. Well, it's going to be McCullough, former NBA player, jumping this one against Chris Johnson, another former NBA player. And let's get this party started. Welcome, everybody, live here, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, BCL Asia East, final game here in the 3rd and 4th place. Two Taipei Kings coming up with it. You know they're going to want to run everything through Michael FIBA. But now Big Baby got it by McCullough. Big Baby goes for post-up, hit a contact, and he'll go to the free throw line. That's what I like about Wang Bo-Chi. They know him as Tank back in the TPPL in Chinese Taipei, but you know his game very reminiscent of one Glenn Davis, and that's why I call him Big Baby. He's mobile, he's agile, and at times he can be quite hostile. Wang Bo-Chi making the first free throw. Second one good for Big Baby, getting the first 2 points of the game. He's averaging 7 points per game along with the 8 rebounds. Had 19 against Adroit at home in the first window at the Xinjiang Stadium. Agassi wide open for 3, and again, Peijie. Well, they struggled to make a three-pointer in the first half in the game against Broncos, but they came on fire. Agassi Gonzaga had the first 2 for the Pelita Jaya, defending champions of the IBL. Johnson got it by Kosasi. Goes for a turner on high release. Simply too much to handle. Well, that high release makes it impossible to defend. Now McLaughlin, pump fakes. Finds Origi. Steps through, goes for another 3, can't get it. And now FIBA comes up with it. Well, FIBA go for a deep one, and Michael FIBA. Cash Money's the middle name. Well, he didn't even give his teammates a shot to get into the set, but he doesn't need to. Well, Peijie looking to respond, down by 4 points. McLaughlin inside the key, that's too short. And now Supe Kai wants to run. Finds Big Baby on the seal-off, goes in. Well, no basket interference. Well, Peijie continue to play. Kosasi sets a screen for McLaughlin. Ja'Cory steps through. Another jump hook, too short. Well, those are 2 good looks for Ja'Cory McLaughlin. Wang Bo-Chi going handoff with Supe Kai, defended by Agassi Gonzaga. Oh, almost turning it over. Kings come up with it. Chung goes for a 3. He's unable to convert. Peijie still down by 4. Well, McCullough behind the back. He'll pull it for 3. And now both teams. Well, that's 2 for Peijie. The only one coming from Gonzaga. Well, why not Chris Johnson? Left, time and space. He fires, and exchanging 3-point field goals on the stock exchange market. Question is, who's going to have the higher interest rate at the end of this one? Kosasi comes up for the high screen. McLaughlin now trying to find Vincent. No kickball violation. And now FIBA comes up. Why not pull up for another one? And Michael Cash Money of FIBA. He makes it look easy. Well, it has become a San Fun show party already. 7-point lead to the Kings. McLaughlin nowhere to go. Well, Origi now throwing to Kosasi. He'll go for the mid-range from 15, and that's a good look. Well, again, it rolls its way in and out. Big Baby playing points. Going down to Johnson. This is where he likes to go for that mid-range high release. Steps through and draws a foul. The foul's on Vincent Kosasi. Well, how do you defend that? Gassi, I think he was trying to come over for the interception, but you know, when you do commit to that double team, this is what I said yesterday about Peijie. You've got to stop playing defense and go for steals. You've got to put the defense into an area where they're more, you know, susceptible to a turnover, a very low percentage look from the perimeter. Chris Johnson so far, 2 rebounds, 5 points already. Because averaging a double-double here in BCL Asia East with 16 points and 10 rebounds. Because his best performance did come in the Thailand window where he had 25 points each against both Adroit and High Tech. Second free throw, no good. Jeff Withy just subbing into the game, getting the rebound. PJ's got to go quickly. Now they're under 10. McCullough made 1 3, goes for another one. That's a good look for him. PJ killed the offensive board. Agassi's made 1. And McCullough gets another offensive board. Well, PJ's showing that they want this a little bit more. Almost turning it over. Final seconds. McCullough hesitates, fires a 3, buries it. Second tray ball coming from the former NBA player. We like the tempo early on in this game. Kings have only missed 1 3. PJ currently 50%. They've also hit 3 threes. Now FIBA. Well, why not step back, fade away? Well, again, even when he misses, they look on target. PJ looking to cut down to a 1-possession ball game. Well, here's where Withy had his struggles yesterday. Bumps against Johnson, goes in, smooth play. Well, new Taipei Kings may be familiar with him. They didn't play against him, but definitely would have seen him on all the social media pages of the Plus League, having just featured for Taipei Fubon Braves. And Johnson's going to get called for the travel. Pelita Jaya getting this one back. 5:05, down by 2 points. Third place game. Final one for these two teams in BCL Asia East. Gassi's got to make a choice. Now penetrates, goes in. Nice little finish, and he thinks he should be going to the free throw line for Lempada Bebas. Well, it's bola basket time here with Agassi Contada. Big baby for 3. It's the third missed three-pointer here for the Kings. But now Kings go for another one. Big baby trying to battle and contest. Withy throws this one away. A FIBA comes up with it. Finds Big Baby, goes in, finishes. Wang Po Chu, a.k.a. Tank. But I like to call him the Big Baby of BCL Asia East. Still a 2-point cushion to the Kings. Just over 4 minutes. Withy goes up for a prayer and somehow finds the Jaring Bola basket. Well, that was a tough play by Jeff Withy. Leveling things up. FIBA keeps this one alive. Johnson, pump fakes. Down the middle, goes, well, are you kidding me? Well, Chris Johnson looks like he was about to go on poster mode, but even when he was fouled, still found the ability to convert that one. I mean, look at this. That's a poster, but Audi Rackman, I don't think there was much more he could do. That was inevitable. Well, Johnson missed his last 2 free throws. Now has 7 points this evening. Johnson to further extend the new Taipei Kings lead. Converts a 3-point play. Oh, good defense. Coming up with a steal now. Can they convert it to fast break points? Why not go for 3, number 4? Johnson, offensive board, put back, simply unstoppable. Well, he's going to have to try to take advantage further of the size mismatch, but you would imagine with players like Jeff Withy on the floor. And here's where PJ have had their difficulties, not having a natural point guard. Withy went for 1 yesterday, a little too short, and that goes out of bounds. Well, a timeout is going to be called. 5-point lead to new Taipei Kings. I think Pelita Jaya's head coach Justin Tatum wants to find a little bit of calm, collective play from his players. Well, we will be back in just under 1 minute.
Stop anybody going downhill, okay? All right, now we can work with the flex on this group. Aldi and Jeff here. All right, let's go. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, let's go Iverson. Let's go Iverson. J-Rock is coming. Origi, handle the ball. We're going to hit Aldi here. But J-Rock, you're coming off Jeff's screen, okay? Looking over the top and looking for that one right there. If not, Aldi and Jeff in the screen and roll right there in the middle, okay? So you set him up, J-Rock. As soon as he's coming past AR, give it to Aldi. Come off Jeff's screen. Hopefully we get that one. If not, we got to sit up there and make
empty out to the corner.
But that ain't not nothing to do with it. We got to help off number 8 and be a better defense.
Let's go. Defense on 3.
Defense.
I think you see from that timeout already, Ja'Cory McLaughlin coming back into the lineup, and that's no criticism to Yesiah Saudali because he has been an instrumental player so far in Page's run-up to defending this championship, as well as the likes of Aldi Rackman. But Michael Origi, phenomenal three-point shooter. They both had a great third quarter yesterday, but it isn't their natural position to be the primary point guard. Of course, the absence, as I've already said, Andakawa Prastawa, the wonder kid, now known as the wonder dad in the IBL. Ibaka now back in the game. Lindley Jen trying to penetrate. Finds a bit of separation from the mid-range. Can't get it. Withy with a big rebound. PJ potentially down by 2 possessions. Well, Origi goes baseline. Finds Withy. Ibaka good help side, but it's simply too much. Well, those starts with the baseline penetration from Origi. Well, Johnson's been on fire so far. Now 1 for 3 from the perimeter. PJ down 3. McLaughlin can tie things up, and Withy goes in. Terima kasih. That is simply sama, baby. Well, what a finish. What a finish by Jeff Withy. Big time play. Sideline ball coming up here too. New Taipei Kings, 2:17 to go. They lead by 1. Shan into the game. Johnson tries another 3. That one's just off to the left. He's got 10 points tonight. Because the only player in double figures, Rackman goes for 3. Now giving Page the 2-point lead. And I think Tom Wisman and the new Taipei Kings coaching staff have seen enough. They're going to call timeout. They'll talk this one over. Well, just under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. We will return in just under 1 minute. This is the 3rd and 4th place of the BCL Asia East.
Body on, people boxing out. Body on.
等下俊男上 do easy play，汉哥我们就做 chain 就好了，做 chain。So finding out the ball, let's do chain. So see there right here, Ibaka. 俊男，棒 ，go. He says through screen or CZ. CZ you come up, 传给他。CZ either you go to make it.
Wait, CZ when you pop is big man got you. So Ibaka you just seal because go high low, okay?
Ibaka,
I will
after you
pass
screen,
to you.
go to
You see
dunker.
high low.
Go to
Chin.
dunker. Okay.
When you go out, I pass to you. You see the Ibaka. High low.
Let's go. Kings on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Live here at the M-Bank Arena in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Final 2 games of BCL Asia East, which has been a magnificent journey that began in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. 5 windows, a total of 24 games, 2 groups, 8 teams. 4 of them qualify for the Final 4 this weekend, but only 2, as of last night, booked the final tickets to which will be an exciting BCL Asia in Dubai between the 7th and the 13th of June. Ibaka with a seal-off. Pumps fakes, goes in, can't finish. PJ lead by 2 points. Coming off the ball screen quite aggressively. Finds Rackman, a little jump hook, giving PJ a 2-possession lead. Well, this is good. This is what you gotta love about the new Taipei Kings, is even when they get scored on, right away they inbound it. And it's Lin Chimpong just running in transition down the right wide. Gontada coming back into the game for Peje. Well, veteran player Lin Chimpong more so involved with his team in the leadership role because he's not necessarily one of the top scorers for this team, but the experience is invaluable. Well, he's played the entirety of his career within Chinese Taipei. Go back to 21-22. He actually played for Taiyuan Paiyan Pilots. Because he's been with the Kings for 6 seasons. Oh, correct. He's been with the Kings for 3 seasons, probably. My apologies. That is, looking at his stats, started his career with Pure Youth back in 2010-11. Reza Gonzalez returned, heavy fan favorite back in the IBL. We'll find a McLaughlin. Trying to go for a post-up. Kicks out, finds Gontada. Another little teardrop, and with the, I'll say it again, Sama, baby. Well, he is just a janitorial custodian, just cleans up. And now Chris Johnson, 12 points, still leading scorer in the game tonight. Well, he's ahead of Jeff Withy with 12. Keeping at a 3-point deficit. Gontada down the middle, nowhere to go here. Now we're into 10. McLaughlin, well, Gonzalez wide open. He's gonna go for it. Gontada 3. That's a little too short. Ibaka now flashes to the high post. 8 seconds difference between both game and shot clock. Ibaka wants to go with, he goes in, gets rejected. Withy just said, not in my house. And here comes Peje. McLaughlin goes for it, makes it. Well, he found the Garis Tigapoin, and he nails the 3-pointer. Well, Johnson pump fakes. He'll go for a final 3. And he's unable to get the Sanford Cho. And that is the end of the first quarter, where it's a 6-point lead to the defending champions of the IBL, Pelita Jaya. Well, there it is. Garis Tigapoin from downtown. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. EM Bank Arena, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Currently the 3rd and 4th place game in the BCL Asia East. 6-point lead to Pelita Jaya. Chris McCullough back into lineup. Jeff Withy, who's had an outstanding first quarter, going to the bench. McLaughlin finds Gonzalez, pump fakes, and now it's an 8-point lead. Peje right now finding more rhythm. on both shoot. Chris had a good start to the game. 4 points, now it's 6, and that is what Big Baby needs to get doing. Well, give the rock to Big Baby at the double block. Not many people are going to defend him. Back to the basket post-up play. Maybe Jordy Chimanga. Now McLaughlin, another 3. Good box out by Lin. New Taipei Kings want to run. Supe Kai finding an opening. Oh, nice dive, finds Lin. That is BEA, beautiful basketball. And it all starts with Supe Kai. Nice little 4-0 run come for the Kings. Mono Nimba. Well, no help side defense. And that was quite often the case yesterday for the Kings, but nice take by Mono Nimba. Well, Michael FIBA now back in the lineup. He's got 6 tonight, 2 threes. Almost got that one. PJ looking to run, but Supe Kai committing the foul in the full court. Kosasi now got it by Chris Johnson. PJ looking to extend that lead. McLaughlin, bit of separation. This time, finding the bottom of the net. And that's something he's very good at, just getting into the key, but he had his struggles in the early stage of the first quarter. He's got to remain aggressive. Guntada trying to face guard. FIBA having to work to get open. Now getting the switch on defense. Going for another 3. Well, every one he misses, again, it's on target. McLaughlin now working that ball screen. Guntada steps through, goes for a 3, misses last one. He's not going to miss this one. Well, tolong 3 poin, or should I say, tolong 3 poin lagi. PJ. Well, jam berapa sekarang. It is simply Punya Jakarta time. The defending champions of the IBL currently leading here against the New Taipei Kings.
Mike. CJ right here. Seisu. Juna. Yeah, Mike, you pass the tank, you clear out the corner. At the same time, CJ. Say back screen for Junan. Junan, cut. One step， 结束过来 ，curl， 帮 CJ 挡一个 ，tank 看有没有机会，看 CJ 有没有机会，3分有没有机会。如果没机会的话，这边可以跟 Mike 做2人调处。OK。If nothing happens, you do 2 man again with yeah with tank. Yeah. Let's go.
Come on, Kings. 1, 2, 3.
Well, the timeout was called by the New Taipei Kings coaching staff. You know, they've got the great fortune of having the legend Tom Wisman, but you know, this team, as mentioned, it's a long season for New Taipei Kings. Their regular season in the TPBL begins in September, and the playoffs have only begun. They did win their opening playoff game yesterday. Because magnificent performance from the likes of Jeremy Lin, Linsanity. Because they'll have game 2, I believe, tomorrow at 5 p.m. local time in Taipei. Because you got to love the production of watching TPBL basketball live on YouTube. I mean, they've done a magnificent job building that league. New Taipei Kings down by 11. Nice give and go. Big Baby goes in, and Big Baby, right now, he's in the mood to get into double figures. He's got 8 tonight. The intelligence of setting that, it's almost like a ghost screen give and go with Michael FIBA. Gassi looking to attack. Kicks out. McCullough's 2 for 3 from the perimeter. Can't get this one. Big rebound, but it goes out of bounds. Well, the benefit right now here for PJ, they're currently 6 out of 14 from the three-point line. Much better in this first half than they were yesterday against the Broncos. But one thing I'm loving about PJ, they seem to be a little bit more hungry contesting for offensive boards. McCullough now left time and space. Wide open, three is up. Good look. Another offensive board, and Withy, well, he gets fouled. That's not a bad foul by Chris Johnson because CJ for sure did not want to be on a BCL Asia highlight. That's a good foul. That's a good foul. And you know what? I think Jeff Withy, he appreciates that one because now it's 10 points. If he makes these 2 free throws, he'll become the joint leading scorer next to Chris Johnson. Well, he's come a long way in his international career, if you think about it. Because had that time in the NBA, as I said, but it was 3 great years playing in what is arguably the greatest domestic international league outside the NBA, and that is the Spanish Liga Endesa ACB. And he played for a big club in the north of Spain in the Basque Country. They absolutely loved him in the city of Bilbao. And he probably loved it there too, eating the local delicacies of pinchos. Because if you ever get a chance to meet Jorge Caminos, head coach of Taiyuan Palian Pilots, he'll know what I'm talking about. Sure, he's had quite a few pinchos, los platos in his days. Lots of costly turnover. A FIBA pump fakes. Goes between the legs of fadeaway. That's a good look, but three's not dropping now for the Kings. Johnson trying to go for a seal-off. Foul's going to be called on the ground. Supe Kai signaling. I mean, he committed that one quickly because he knew it was a good seal-off, but it's intelligent by Supe Kai because, you know, it doesn't put them into the penalty. It is his second personal foul. That's a very smart move by the Chinese Taipei defender. 11-point lead currently. Gontada finds Withy. McCullough pump fakes. Down the middle. Oh my goodness! No. Offensive foul. Well, was it? I don't know who that was on. There's a kick out. Goodness gracious. Oh, it's on Kosasi. Yeah, good call by the official. Well, Kosasi, I think, was just trying to block Lin Li Jian for coming out and taking a charge, but I don't think he would have had time to get set outside the restricted area. The Taipei Kings need to build that identity here in their offense. Looks like PJ's gone into some form of, I don't know if it's a zone or a matchup, but Johnson mid-range buries it. And again, retaking the leading scorer role tonight, just ahead of Jeff Withy. Well, that cuts it down to single digits. McCullough pulls up in the mid-range, simply automatic. 8 points tonight for Chris McCullough, the former Syracuse Orangeman. And now the 2-3 zone defense has been implemented by PJ. Johnson's got 14, now 16. That high release. I don't even think the great Chris Dallenberg could try and block him. McCullough's made 2 threes. With the big offensive board. Back to McCullough. Good steal. Now new type ball again. Johnson behind the back. Finds Lin. 3 is up. Sanford-Cho. Well, is he Chris Magic Johnson going behind the back and finding? Well, look at this. This is Chris Magic Johnson. Showtime. New Taipei Kings. And in the end, the Sanford-Cho was buried by Lin Li Jian, who I might add is a very successful YouTuber as well. Well, timeout has been called. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. 6-point deficit.
Now we're going back to man. All right, we're going back to man. You guard, I got you. Thank you. You guard number 8. All right, you guard number 8. All right, offensively. For us, let's go shallow. Let's go shallow. We got Jeff here. All right, we got RZA. I got AR guard here. I'm sorry, RZA at the 4. We're getting the gas. Pass the ball to gas. Come through. Pass it back to RZA. Who else I got to get in the game? C-Mac, go screen across for Jeff. All right, screen across for Jeff, and then come up off wrist. All right, hey, let's get it go. Let's get it go.
Score on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Score. Let's go. Hey, don't get complacent, man.
Well, the timeout was called by Pelita Jaya. They led by as many as 11 points, but it's been a 5-0 run 5:30 to go here in the first half. Well, that three-pointer made by Lin Li Jen does become now 4 out of 15. Now New Taipei Kings going into a 2-3 zone. Because Peijie not attacking it with a traditional high post, the high-low action. Comes out of pump fakes. Enough time and space from the perimeter. Withy can't keep it alive. And Big Baby comes up with it. Well, down by 6, what kind of confidence can they build from this possession? Supei Kai playing point. Finds Big Baby. Defended by Guntada. Twist, turn, goes in. Big Baby, too big, too strong, and simply just too good. Well, I'm telling you, not many back-to-the-basket post players are going to defend Wang Po-Chi. Both teams exhibiting the same zone defense. Rigi flash it. Guntada goes for a 3 and again buries it one more time. Silakan Hobungi Pemadam Kebakaran. Call that fire department. Peijie is on fire. Lin Li Jen made his last 3. Can't get this one. Maybe Wang Po-Chi should have gone up with that. Johnson goes for another 3. Well, he's missed his last 4, but the good looks, that was Chris McCullough. He's made his misses last 4, but the good looks for him. Withy pump fakes. And again, 2 dominant bigs. That's little baby hook. The reach that both Johnson and Withy have, that's a good matchup. Johnson wants a bit of revenge and gets it. Well, CJ said, hey, you ain't getting buckets on me unless I'm getting them on you. 19 points here in the first half for Chris Johnson. Oh, good idea, but pass just a little too strong from Jeff Withy. Origi was wide open. Six-point deficit. Quite a high-scoring game in the first half of these two teams. Now Johnson got it by McCullough. Trying to work that bull screen. Looks like it's a pick and pop. Well, 19 points. Can't get this one. And now Withy comes up with it. Peijie have the advantage. They don't want to rush anything. Time winding down here. Well, takes a deflection, and that's going to be New Taipei Kings ball. Jeff Withy insinuated that he got bumped by Big Baby. Let's have a look at the replay here. Did Big Baby get a fingertip to that? Because that's not a foul to me. That's just a bump. Johnson's got a mismatch. Block and foul called against Agassi Guntada. Well, that's only going to be the second team foul against Peijie. Peijie Holics, Salamat Siang. Lin Li Jen again trying to work that screen with Johnson. Big Baby goes up, almost got it. Well, he can make those. We have seen that here in BCL Asia East. Now with just over 2 minutes to go. Guntada find McLaughlin. Peijie take a little too long to get in the set. Color mid-range. Big rebound by Wang Po-Chi. Let's remain a 6-point deficit for just over a minute. Somebody's got to break the ice. Johnson with 19, defended by McCullough. Thinking about that fadeaway. There it is. Mid-range is up. Well, Guntada battling with Wang Po-Chi. Now McLaughlin, he'll go for it. And another 3 by Peijie. Jam Benapas Sekarang. I'll say it again. It's Punya Jakarta time. Peijie Holics. I know you love that one. And now an offensive foul is called against Wang Po-Chu. I think they're insinuating there was some kind of a hook there by Big Baby, but well, it's tough to see unless it had happened before that, because I can't see. But again, now 9 points of separation. PJ in good positioning here at the moment. Gassi goes in. Johnson comes up with a rebound. The Taipei Kings want to keep this to single digits going into the halftime break. Nice take by Supei Kai, kicks out. Lin Li Jian's made 1-3, makes another Sanfeng Jaya. Well, those stats with Supei Kai making the penetration. At that point, the defense had to collapse and finding a wide open Lin Li Jian. Well, McLaughlin goes for another one. Almost comes up with his own rebound. Second time lucky. And again, Ja'Cory McLaughlin. Well, usually second chance points come inside the paints. But in that case, they came from the perimeter. Johnson's got 21. 19, excuse me, can't get it. 9-point lead. Kosasi. Nice dish off McCullough, goes in with a sneak peek dunk. Standing it back to their biggest lead of the game, 11 points. Supei Kai under pressure. PJ do have fouls to give. Final seconds coming up. There's a penetration by Supei Kai. Johnson lose control of it. Has to go for it. Can't get it. That is the end of the first half, where indeed PJ have an 11-point cushion against new Taipei Kings. Well, this is the third and fourth place, the final game for these two teams in the BCL Asia East. We're going to leave you with stats, highlights, and we'll be back in just under 15 minutes. Well, welcome back, basketball fans. We're live here at the M-Bank Arena in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia for the third and fourth place game of the BCL Asia East, where currently New Taipei Kings trailing by 11 points to Pelita Jaya. What started as a very exciting game. Both teams went back and forth, exchanging three-point field goals, but the Kings have plummeted now. Only 6 out of 20 so far from the three-point line. Pelita Jaya much better shape than they were yesterday. A very impressive 9 out of 21. Well, PJ currently leading the rebound count with 26 boards, only 12 at the moment coming from the New Taipei Kings. Well, PJ do have 9 offensive rebounds. Kings right now don't have the depth in the bench, but still trying to hang in there. A winner of this game will indeed pick up the third place on his BCL Asia East. Well, it's not the only game coming up. Later, we have the final of BCL Asia East. The two teams, they'll be heading to the 2025 Basketball Champions League Asia that will be hosted in the City of Gold, Dubai, between the 7th and 13th of June, in literally what will just be in over a week. Of course, you can watch all those games live on FIBA's official YouTube platform, in which we have the champions of the Japanese B-League, Utsunomiya Brex, winning in 3 games against Ruku Golden Kings. Changwon LG Sakers, champions of the Korean Basketball League, and winning after taking a 3-0 lead, only to lose the next 3, that important 7th game against SK Seoul Knights. Well, the Philippine Cup champions Meralco Bolts, along with the Zhejiang Shan Lions from the Chinese CBA, will also be joining us, as well as defending champions of BCL Asia East after emphatically winning the FIBA vassal, the great Al Riyadi, and Tabia Basketball from Iran. Well, the final pathway is here in BCL Asia East, and it was Taoyuan Payan Pilots with their win against New Taipei Kings yesterday that saw them book their tickets alongside the SAC Broncos of Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. I think probably the area of concern right now is, New Taipei Kings only have 4 turnovers in the game. It's just been the inability to convert good look shots. Supei Kai under pressure. Big Baby saves it, finds Johnson. Tough pass in the corner. And now Wampo Chu, wide open 3. Another good look, but that's the 21st three-pointer for the Kings. But that's a good look for Big Baby. Well, that time Kosasi getting called for the illegal box out. I wonder if PJ is going to go. Looks like they may go into a zone matchup. Not quite sure. We'll have a look here. Johnson's got 19, 6 rebounds. Make it 22 with another Sanford Joe. Well, he's cooking. Because he averages 17 points and 10 rebounds here in BCL Asia East. That's a 7th three-pointer for the Kings. Nice take by McCullough, and he makes that look easy after curling that off screen. 10-point lead to PJ. Wampocha finding Michael Lefebvre, one-legged fadeaway. It's on target, but he can't finish. And now here comes PJ. McCullough's made 2. Goes for another one. That's a nice little pick and pop there. Had the time and space, but since going 2 for 3 from the three-point line, just hasn't really found that consistency from downtown. Johnson pump fakes. Another foul against Kosasi. Well, that's going to be Vincent Kosasi's, I don't know if that's his 3rd or 4th, but yeah, 4th foul. So Coach Justin Tatum probably is going to have to make a change. Looks like Reza Guntada's coming back into the lineup. Well, no need for the Kings to panic. Still plenty of time left in this game, and they are playing not really with a deep bench. A Fever fadeaway, hand in his face. But even miss it, I mean, they're on target. Agassi finds McLaughlin. Another 3. Make that number 10 for PJ. 10 out of 22. And the Kings, well, on forced turnover. Lin Li Jen thought Supei Kai was aware, but Supei Kai didn't see it coming. Well, there's the 3 by McLaughlin. And this is unfortunate. Oh, just miscommunication. I think Supei Kai imagined that was probably going to Chris Johnson. Only a fresh 14 here on the shot clock for PJ, but they do lead by 13. McCullough finds Guntata. Why not? Goes for another one. Johnson just getting a fingertip to it. Kings down 13. Supe Kai fakes the pass. Oh, again, good help side defense by McCullough. Just playing between both Johnson and Supe Kai. Agassi, number 11. Oh, Sama, baby. J on fire. Well, you've got to ask the question, had they shot anywhere, half as good as this in the first half against the Broncos, they could very well have been booking tickets to Dubai. Lindley Jen, another crucial Sanford Joe. That cuts it back down to 13. He now moves up to 9. 8 threes tonight here for the new Taipei Kings. Agassi, calling the screen. Rigi not flashing to get open. Good hedge here by Big Baby. McLaughlin trying to hesitate. Now Rigi in the corner, a little short, and Kings come up with it. Johnson's running, but no one's with him. Well, here's a good matchup. Big Baby against Reza Guntara. Big Baby calling for a clear out. Big Baby goes in, no foul called. And nobody going in for an offensive rebound. Agassi all the way, makes it a 15-point lead. Well, it looks like Michael FIBA is calling for a sub. I'm not quite sure. I mean, he's playing through something there on the left or the right shoulder, but this is where, Wang Po Chu, Supe Kai, I think he's over helping, thinking the kickout's going to McLaughlin, but we'll be back in just under 1 minute.
大家做一个这束，来带球 ，CJ you get a catch right here， 你往下走，现在帮小丽挡一个，小丽上来 ，do a DHO with CJ again，OK，so CJ you just pop， 你就直接到这边就好了，然后立哥你接到之后过来跟俊男做个 DHO，OK，Tank 你再帮丽挡一个，俊男你看他们这边 flare 有没有机会？如果没机会的话，俊男你跟博智做 two man game。OK 吗？所以3个 DHO， 3个 DHO。
博智他 DHO 你就要准备上来做后场。
OK， 你从单个开始。
冲出去你要下滑喽。
秀。CJ。
Welcome back, everybody. Live here at the M-Bank Arena in the beautiful city of Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. BCL Asia third and fourth place game. Currently a 15-point lead to the defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League against the TPBL's new Taipei Kings. Supe Kai doing a good job of taking care of the pressure. Johnson finds Lindley Jet. Tries to penetrate. Goes for tough ISO. Again, almost got it. And I think a foul's going to be called against Wang Po Chu. Well, those two are battling. Well, watch Big Baby and Reza Guntata. Oh, no. Well, Chris Johnson, actually. Well, it was a tangle up, and I think that was a 50-50, so not quite sure Chris Johnson's a player I'd want to get into it with. He's a hell of a guy. Complete gentleman. And Withy gets a seal off and throws it down. And that is where the size mismatch is going to go in favor of Pelita Jaya. Johnson now got it by Guntata. 22 points. Can't get it. Lindley Jen unable to, comes up with a loose ball. Chun finds Supe Kai. Johnson, bit of contact. Finds a shot. Unable to finish. PJ looking to extend their lead. Rockman had the three, didn't decide to pull the trigger. But they want to go to the bull screen scenario. Withy kicks out. Rackman, three, goes for it. A good contest by Guntata, but now new Taipei Kings want to run. Chun finds an opening. Now Supe Kai. Nowhere to go. Kicks out. Lindley Jed, another three, it's up. Well, they got a good look. Well, Rackman, not quite sure he's going to get the air miles, making the journey from Chicano all the way into Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, but lost his balance. Not quite sure if he does yoga, but well, that's the Bahasa step. Well, Hung Shishan coming back into the game. Legendary player, the captain of New Taipei Kings. Because every time he enters the floor, gives me that nostalgia of 2013. Playing for Chinese Taipei against China at the 2013 FIBA Asia Cup. Wow. Withy maybe taking a few steps. Now McCullough. Withy goes for three. Menyala Abanku. Menyala Abanku from downtown. Well, Jay just continue to light it up. 12 out of 28 from three-point land. Johnson goes, gets swatted. Ibaka rebound. Ibaka now goes to the mid-range. Still can't finish. Jay lead by 20. Finds Rackman. Mano Nimba. Well, McCullough left uncontested. Now it's becoming a disaster defensively for the Kings. Well, Jay just going through the motions. And it just seems to be too easy. Johnson with 22. That three's not going to go. Lindley Jen, big rebound. Ibaka fumbles it. And now here comes Reggie Mano Nimba. Mano Nimba coast to coast and now makes it a 24-point lead. Well, New Taipei Kings, they got to play for pride now. Chun goes for three, and the Sanford Cho rolls in, make it number 9. Well, their target should be get it below 15 points going into the fourth quarter. It's been a three-point cookout. Now Reza almost got it. McCullough offensive rebound. PJ in no mood to rush anything. Mano Nimba, a bit of contact and a foul's called on Ibaka, so 2 free throws coming up for Reggie. That's only the second team foul. Well, Chris Johnson's going to go to the bench. He's had a great game tonight with 22 points. It's Michael FIBA checking back in for the New Taipei Kings. Well, Reggie Mano Nimba has been with Pelita Jaya since 2017 when he made his debut in the IBL. Because his best season with PJ came in 2021 where cumulatively he had 544 points in the IBL that season. Still a 22-point lead to Pelita Jaya. Lynn getting a handoff. Time winded down. Nice penetration in around the defense, and what a finish in the ends. Well, that was a tough play by Chun Chinen. Still with under 3 minutes. PJ want to keep piling on the pressure, while New Taipei Kings. Rackman another three. Menyala Abanku, are you kidding me? PJ continue to make it rain. FIBA kicks out, finds Hung Shishan, he'll fire a three. Just a little too short. That's a good look, you can't argue with it. PJ's biggest lead has indeed been 25 points. And they want to go hit at McCullough. McCullough finds Mano Nimba, but he misses from point-blank range. And now the Kings can run. Well, Chun hesitated, probably should have pulled the trigger. Well, good defense by Ali Rackman. Now Chun goes for the tough contested throw. Again, no problem with this Sanford Cho. Well, it's Sanford Cho down one end, it's Menyala Abanku down the other. Nice seal off by McCullough. Pump fakes, goes in, too big and strong. And that point, just undeniably, he's going to finish that play. Well, 16 points tonight for McCullough. FIBA, pump fakes. High release. Now, could it be cooking time for Michael FIBA? 8 points. Remember the amount of games this man's played this season. The professionalism of Michael FIBA. Agassi around the defense and no help side coming to stop him. That's not the first time here in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia we've seen this from the new Taipei Kings. But they can only play with as good as they got. FIBA, ISO. Nobody going in for an offensive rebound. PJ lead by 22. McCullough, good hands by Lin. And that's the kind of fight, that's the pride they got to play with. Well, it's the right idea by FIBA, but the pass just wasn't there. Foul's going to be called. That's a third team foul against PJ. Well, Muhammad Origi coming back in the lineup. There's a foul. I think it's on Hong Shishan. You know, he's got a case that it could have been. Oh, no, they've overturned it, so Hong Shishan is right. Slow motion replay, you could definitely see it. It was a carrying violation. PJ going into a two. Quick pass finds FIBA, pump fakes. That's going to be a traveling violation. And that's down to the collapsed defense. Quick reaction by Jeff Withy because, you know, FIBA very clever on the baseline, waiting for the pass by Hong Shishan, but Withy responding very quickly, just becoming that solid PJ insurance policy as a rim protector. Agassi off one screen. Goes for a step back three, goes up for it. McCullough offensive board. Finds Origi. Well, may have got away with a quick step. Goes in, finishes. New Taipei Kings, they got a few seconds. Chun's has got to force it. Puts this one up. Oh, gets the backboard, but that is the end of the third quarter. When now PJ, who led by 11 at the beginning of the second half, will go into the final 10 up by 24. We'll be back in just under 2 minutes for the final 10 here in the BCL Asia East third and fourth place game. Live here in the fourth and final quarter, the BCL Asia East third and fourth place game where Pelita Jaya currently lead by 24 points. McCullough go for an ISO. Good defense. Well, the double came over from FIBA, which made that a tough contested play. Well, PJ might be up by 24. These are the final 10 minutes of New Taipei Kings. Big Baby finding Hong Shishan. 22 tonight here for Chris Johnson. That three's not going to go. Well, one thing for sure is Peja defensively been much better here in the second half. Kosasi finds Origi. Origi pulls up from 15, a little too short. Johnson comes up with it. FIBA pulls up for a deep, quick three. Well, again, that case, that's his shot, but somebody's got to crash. McLaughlin gets his way in the paint, rolls in and out. A bit of a slow start here in the first minute 30 for both these two teams, and it's an unforced turnover. Johnson trying to find Hong Shishan, but cut at the wrong time. So FIBA, along with Hong Shishan, is going to go to the bench. Well, Peja's defense, apart from that turnover, they've been terrific tonight. And, you know, the defending IBL champions have showed that championship mentality. And as they say in Bahasa, the mental juara. And in terms of Peja's defense, it's been pertahan yang sangat keras. Kosasi finds McLaughlin. Sixer on the shot clock. McCullough, final seconds. Beats the shot clock, and I'll say it one more time, Manyala Abanku. Peja Holics, you know you love that one. Well, the Peja Holics right now seeing Pelita Jaya show that mental juara. I think that was a double hook there, but in the end, McCullough is going to get called for the foul. So baseline possession coming up here to the new Taipei Kings. Tough fadeaway. Well, great work by Supei Kai. But I think he's going to get penalized for the foul. Well, it's tough there because Supei Kai, I mean, you know, one thing I appreciate about him yesterday, he was the one backcourt player that was really fighting to go from the perimeter and contest for offensive rebounds against the Pilots. And you have to remember they had it within 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. McLaughlin curls a screen, tries to pump fake. McLaughlin now off another screen. Splits the defense. Well, good hands by Big Baby. And Big Baby comes up with it. Big Baby, nice little Euro step and finishes coast to coast. McLaughlin pulls up. Trying to pass this one out. Now attacks the defense, pulls up from 15. Down by 24. Final 7 minutes and under 10 seconds left here for the new Taipei Kings. Supei Kai working, finds Johnson. Step back from 17, it's up, and now make it 24 points, leading the brigade. But can he lead them down by 22 with now under 7? Well, Kosasi catches a tough one. You know, had no choice. Nobody got open for him. Nobody helped out Vincent Kosasi. New Taipei Kings on a 4-0 run. Big Baby. Oh, again on target. Good look. Can't argue with the shot selection. McLaughlin goes in, takes a hot hit from Big Baby. And that's why they call him the tank. Well, free throws coming up here for Ja'Cory McLaughlin. Well, Ja'Cory McLaughlin, as I mentioned earlier, was signed by Peja last season when they went to Dubai for the 2024 BCL Asia, the first edition. Because he was a very imperative signing for them because, you know, in the first 2 windows, Brandon Jawato really had to help out and come out of position and play point guard, which he did a magnificent job of. Jawato's former team, which he did win a B-League championship in 2022 with Utsunomiya Brex, will be going, did then go and play for Mikawa Seahorses in the B-League before returning to the IBL, where he plays now for Pelita Jaya. 24-point lead. Kings breaking the press. Kings will want to try to be very clinical here. Shot doesn't go there for Chris Johnson. Now McCullough steps through in and around the defense, gets some rebound, and the putback's right there. And now you can see fatigue settling in for the new Taipei Kings. Well, Big Baby, quick seal-off, turns around, just a little too strong. And now McCullough. It's now run to 6 minutes left. Finds Mono Nimba. Reggie trying to step through, but now they're going to call the traveling violation. Well, he can't be thinking about a vacation to Jakarta, well, from Jakarta to Bali now, because they still have the IBL season coming up. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got to love Reggie Mono Nimba, though. This man plays with his heart on his sleeve. PJ coming out of the full court press. Still leading by 26. Chun loses balance. Finds Lin Li Chen. He'll fire another three. Good hands by Johnson, finding Supe Kai. Big rebound by McCullough. Well, here comes PJ, looking to extend their lead. And Reggie going off the bank and extending now to the biggest momentum. 28-point cushion for PJ. Deep three coming up and nothing dropping here for the Kings. And I won't ever argue with the shot selection. They get good looks. They just haven't dropped tonight. Jeff Withy with 20. Now could go 23. And Menyala Abanku. Menyala Abanku. Punya Jakarta. 31-point lead. McCullough tonight, 23. 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Johnson goes for the fadeaway, and he still is actually the leading scorer in the game tonight with 24. McCullough goes for another one. Menyala Banku, sama, baby. Chris McCullough is unconscious, and now indeed becomes the leading scorer. Well, the former Syracuse Orangeman, the former Brooklyn Net, and now the PJ Hollick has come ready to play. Timeouts called by new Taipei Kings. Currently a 34-point lead to the IBL defending champions, who sit #1 in the Indonesian Basketball League. Well, you have to ask the question, which I've already asked tonight, and I'll ask it as many times as long as we're here in BCL Asia East. What if Pelita Jaya in this season had Andakawa Prostawa, a healthy Brandon Jawato, James Dickey, and KJ MVP King McDaniels? Well, you got to give credit. They competed as well as they could have. And it looks like they would have only have lost 3 games here in BCL Asia East. What's an unforced turnover? And, you know, it's very easy to look at how the Kings have played, not only in this window, but in the last window. And the fact is, you know, the busy schedule with the TPBL now in the playoffs. Remember last season when they were in the Plus League, they won emphatically in the finals against Taiyuan Paiyuan Pilots. It's a great organization, the new Taipei Kings. Fantastic arena, the Xinzhuang Stadium. Great fan base as well. Lin Li Chen getting called for the foul, committing that one against Michael Yesaya. McCullough's got 26. Finds Brasida. Pump fakes. Well, they want to get the young kid involved. Brasida attacks. Goes up with it. Can't finish. Well, Kings have just got to finish these final few minutes with pride. Justin Tatum asking the question there. Well, there's a step back. 3 is up. Johnson, big offensive board. Nice putback. And now he's got 26, so both Chris Johnson and Chris McCullough leading scorers in the game. Foul's been called. Well, Chris Johnson already has his double-double. He's got 12 rebounds with the 26, well, actually 13 if you take into consideration that last offensive one. Rockman now. Well, that's going to be a traveling violation. Well, how do you say jump stop in Bahasa? That's going to be a new one I'm going to have to learn. Lindley Jet, quick 3 in transition to the corner. It's on target. I think that rebound number 14 coming up. Well, no, that's a double-double there for Chris McCullough. Now going for 3, number 5. And again, Saya Suka Bola Basket, Indonesia. Big time 3. McCullough 29, 10 rebounds. Supe Kai, nice penetration. What a move by Supe Kai. He kept that one in his left hand. And now Yesaya Saudale avoids the block, but also misses the bucket. Well, now we're just under 2.5. PJ, of course, will pick up the 3rd place as Iboka, unfortunately, does turn it over. Yesaya finding McCullough. Kicks out. Well, 3 goes up. A little too short. Everybody trying to get on the action tonight. PJ's converted the same 3-point stat as the Broncos last night. 16 out of 34. Lindley Jet with a Sanford show in the corner. Puts it back to a 30-point deficit. Well, just to give you a heads up, at the end of the game, the 3rd place trophy and awards will be given. No, 3's not going to go. Well, of course, the medals for the 3rd place winners, Pelita Jaya, which is inevitable, will be given by the FIBA Executive Director of FIBA Asia and FIBA Asia Secretary General, Mr. Hagab Khajirian. I'll be going courtside and we'll be introducing Mr. Hagab Khajirian, who's done magnificent work with the FIBA Asia team to bring back the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. Because this is what the BCL Asia was known. It started back in 1981 when the Baiyi Rockets, now known today as the Ningbo Rockets, and if you know anything about them, that was the club that developed the first Chinese player in the NBA, Mr. Wang Zhizhi, played for the Dallas Mavericks. They won the first championship. And after Alvak Tokyo won the last FIBA Asia Champions Cup in 2019, we took a little break, but now we're back. We're bigger, we're better. We are the BCL Asia. Brasida going for a 3. Now we're under a minute. 30-point lead to PJ. Well, it's another turnover. Here comes McCullough. He's going to finish the layup, and he'll finish with 31 points and a double-double. Well, he's had a great game. He had a great game last night. This just wasn't meant to be. Lindley Jet will go for another one, finishing with a Sanford Cho. Still, there's 1 second difference between game clock and shot clock. Well, to all the PJ fans, the PJ Holics watching back in Jakarta. Punya Jakarta, saya suka bola basket Indonesia. And I'll say it one last time. Manyala Abanku, what a game, what a win. Yesaya going for it. Yesaya going for a 3. Well, not quite sure he needed that one, but there you have it. Pelita Jaya, 3rd place winners of the 2025 BCL Asia East. Well, I'll be heading courtside to meet with the player of the game, which I think inevitably will be Chris McCullough. And then, as I mentioned already, it will be the great Mr. Hagop Kajitian, FIBA Executive General of FIBA Asia and the FIBA Asia Secretary General, that will be awarding the third-place medals to Pelita Jaya. Menyala Abangku, Punya Jakarta. What a big game, Senangat, Pelita Jaya. Good luck to both teams as they head back to the IBL as well as New Taipei Kings in the TBBL playoffs. Well, I'm currently with the player of the game, Chris McCullough, C-Mac. First of all, congratulations winning your last game here in BCL Asia East. Third place finish. A double-double for you, 31 points, 10 rebounds. What does it mean to you and the PJ Holics back in Jakarta to get this victory?
We wanted to come out and get the win yesterday, go to Dubai, but, you know, we still had to finish today's game. I'm glad we got the W, and just focus on the IBL now. I'm personally leaving, so I'm happy I came to Mongolia, put it on a show for the fans, and that's about it.
Great game yesterday. You guys really pushed yourself. You know, you're short a few players due to injury, but did the loss yesterday really motivate you to come out here and win tonight?
Yeah, the focus was really on the focus on ourselves, use this game as a practice game to get better, and for me, it was just to work on my shots and get my shots going.
Now, of course, I could see you at the end trying to get Prasi to some of the younger players involved. What kind of leadership are you giving to these younger upcoming Indonesian players?
Just to keep going, keep working hard, work on your IQ with the game of basketball, keep studying, and just keep trying to get better every day.
Chris McCullough, it's been an absolute honor seeing you play here in BCL Asia East. Thank you very much, and all the best to you going forward. Pelita Jaya of the Indonesian Basketball League. At this time, I'd like to introduce the individual who will be presenting the awards, the FIBA Executive Director of Asia and FIBA Asia Secretary General, Mr. Hagop Kajitian. Well, the first player to come out for Pelita Jaya will be Muhammad Arigi. Second player for Pelita Jaya, Michael Yesaya. I got it. Yeah. Third player to come out, the player of the game, Chris McCullough. Number 6, Prasida Widyadana. Number 9, Agassi Guantara. Number 11, Aldi Rockman. Number 12, Reggie Manonimba. Number 15, Vincent Rivaldi Kosasi. Number 19, Reza Guntara. Number 24, Jeff Withy. Number 44, Abiyu Ramadan. And number 55, Ja'Cory McLaughlin. Head coach of Pelita Jaya, Justin Tatum. Assistant coach, Brandon Gilmore. Other assistant coach, Johannes Winter, and the other coaches and staff of Pelita Jaya, please join your team. And the final remaining coaching staff with Pelita Jaya, please join your team. Mike, you want me to announce it? Thank you, everybody. Your 2025 BCL Asia East third place winners, Pelita Jaya.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the post-game press conference for the Basketball Champions League Asia East game between Team New Taipei Kings versus Pelita Jaya basketball team. Pelita Jaya beat New Taipei Kings 103-74. We now have with us the New Taipei Kings coach Thomas Robert Wisman and player Chris Anthony Johnson. Thomas, can you please give us your comments about the game?
Yeah, it was kind of as expected for us. We're just so undermanned right now, having our playoffs at the same time. Played a game last night, first game, and we have our second game tomorrow. And we've had a couple of players get bumped up a bit, roughed up a bit back in Taipei, so we had to limit how many minutes we played some of our players today because they're going to have to get off the plane and maybe play meaningful minutes in our game tomorrow. And that's a tough ask. So we came up not expecting that much. We just wanted an opportunity for people to play and give what they could give. Played a good team tonight that's organized and had full strength, and they were just too much for us. We got a guy here that's toward the end of his career now, 39 years old, but still played 35 minutes, gave us 26 points and 14 rebounds. So, but a couple of our key Taiwanese players we had to keep under 10 minutes today, and I felt that was a factor in as the game went on, just wore us down.
Okay. Chris, can you also give us your comments about the game, and please speak to the mic.
I think considering what we had as a team, I think everybody gave a great effort, including the coaches, Coach Tom and Wayne. I really think they handled everything very professionally, and they had us prepared for both games. They came with positive energy. Yeah, I just take my hat off to just our team, just being undermanned and just leaving it all out there.
I have a question for the coach. How would you assess this entire 2024 to 25 season for New Taipei, even though you guys fell short of reaching the BCL Asia 2025?
We fell short of what goals? So,
How would you assess the entire season for the team?
yeah, but you said something about the falling short of which goals?
Reaching the BCL Asia finals, the
Yeah.
2025 one?
Yeah, we're focused on getting the championship back in Taipei, and we knew that it was going to be difficult. We respect this tournament. We know that it was going to be tough. We know that there are good teams just qualifying, and even better teams in the next round. So we didn't have that high of expectations, but we wanted to give it our best shot.
Okay, thank you. This is the end of the first part of the press conference. We will be now back soon with the Pelita Jaya team. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Welcome back to the second part of the post-game press conference. We now have with us the Pelita Jaya team coach Justin Tatum and player Gontara. Coach, we would like to have your words about the game.
I'm just proud of my guys from bouncing back from yesterday. You know, we could have came back and gave less effort just because, you know, sometimes guys think it's a meaningful game to come play third and fourth place. And with all the effort that we gave into the game yesterday, we want to really work on us. Meaning that we wanted to work on the mistakes that we did yesterday, turning the ball over, you know, making an extra pass and playing team basketball. So as you see, we did that today, and a lot of guys were able to, be significant in this game. And so with 27 assists as a team, that stands out to me. You know, we could have had our turnovers a little bit less, but the guys were really sharing the ball. And Gas next to me had 7 rebounds. That's extravagant for a point guard / 2 guard to have 7 rebounds. So just everybody giving a great effort today. I was proud of the guys.
Gontara, we would like to have your thoughts about the game.
To me, I think Coach pretty much said everything, but as a player, I think we showed Coach and the PJ organization that we can bounce back, that we can win the game after a bad loss yesterday. And, you know, obviously we didn't want to go back home 0-2, so we want to make sure that we fight, we gave it our all to the game before, and make sure we got the win. So
I now have a question for Gontara. How disappointing was it to miss the BCL Asia 2025 after qualifying last year?
You know, it hurts. It hurts so much because, you know, we were 6-0 last year in the group phase, in the qualification phase, and now we failed to qualify. We didn't make it, but you know, it's basketball. You know, things happens, and me as a player, I'm just trying to control stuff that I can control, and just to make sure that I get the team to stay motivated for the upcoming IBL games.
Also, how important was it for you to Pelita Jaya to come out tonight and finish third?
It means a lot to us, especially how Coach Justin has told us that we want to make sure that we end this BCL Asia East the right way, and to make sure that we get the win tonight, and we did. So I think hats off to all my teammates, all the coaches, and I think we played a great game too today. So.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Gontara. The post-game press conference is officially over, and thank you all.